Hey folks, welcome back to the Offgrid workshop. This week we have a Frankia F-Line in the workshop, and it's a pretty big install, quite interesting, so thought I'd take you through what we've done and just talk through a few points here. So to start off with, we put three 215 watt panels on here. They already had about 100 or 120, I'm not 100% sure on the size. So that gives them sort of 700 and something watts of solar, pretty substantial. And these panels went on pretty well. Still got to sort out the gland over there in the morning, just take the tape off. If we put the gland on with the cables going through it, we tape it down just to hold it in place. But yeah, turned out pretty good. Pleased with how that looks. All right, and back here is where all the magic is happening. So we've got two Fogstar 300 amp hour drift batteries. We've got a Servo GX MPPT up there for the big solar array, and of course the old Orion XS there, and a 3 kVA multiplus 2. So fitted in there. It was a bit awkward just getting it in here, but we got it done in the end. It's just a small opening to get into, but once you're in there, there's actually plenty of room, loads of room in there. So pretty pleased with how all of that went in there. Got to tidy up some cables a little bit. We've got a couple of V directs there that you can see that are loose next to the Servo GX, which we actually had a problem with the Servo seeing the Orion and the shunt, and one of those cables was faulty, and so we are just going to replace both of them and then tidy those up. But yeah, Multiplus is wired into the consumer unit so that all of the plug sockets work, aircon, all of that can run through the Multiplus if necessary. The only thing that's isolated from this is the fridge, or at least from the Multiplus rather, is the fridge, so that the auto selection on the fridge still works. And then in here we've got the Servo screen, of course, which we mounted just above the control panel there. So that's looking pretty good. Cables routed through behind everything and then through into the false floor where the rest of the loom goes. And then in here is where the solar cables came through. So we tucked the solar cables right up there behind this. So when you actually look in the cupboard, you can't see it. Put an isolator up there as well for the solar. Then ran the solar wires down there behind all of this stuff through the floor, and down there the battery box is just through there. So there we go, folks. Massive install on this van. Huge upgrade from what they had, 100 watts to around 700 watts. 200 amp hours of lead acid, so realistically 100 amp hours of usable power to 600 amp hours of usable power with the Servo and Orion XS and everything else. So yeah, huge upgrade for these guys. And yeah, it's been a fun van to work on. I forgot to mention it's a brand new van, pretty much 2024 plates. The guys got it just last year, towards the end of last year. So yeah, pretty pleased with how that turned out. Hopefully you've enjoyed watching that, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers.